It is well with my soul. Hey, I love that song. That song blesses my soul, that it is well with my soul. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope wherever you are okay, you are doing well, you are energetic, you are in good health, your God has blessed you and has taken care of you, just as my God has taken care of me. My friends and my subscriber, remember we are doing a book review and we have done 2 chapters already. Today we are going to do the 3rd chapter, and I feel this is the last chapter I should do with you. Then I should leave you to find out and explore the other 7. Remember, the book have 10 chapters and we have done 2. Today we are going to do another one. Then I leave you to explore and research on the other 7 chapters. And the book is all about parenting. This is a cardinal or a very, very great privilege that we are given as parents to bring up children who are holistically developed and hand them over to God to serve the world and to serve His purpose. But before I tell you the book that we are reviewing, before I remind you, I first of all want to appreciate you very much for subscribing to this channel, for liking our videos, and we really, really appreciate. I am humbled. If you have not subscribed, you are still missing out. So call on your friends, call on your relatives, tell them to press that subscription button, tell them to press that bell button, encourage them to subscribe to this channel. Because in this channel, we only do one thing. We sharpen minds and shape destinies. The book that we are reviewing is by one Dr. K.N. Jacob, or Dr. K.N Jacob, Shift in Parenting. Shift in Parenting. Now, today, I want us to look at a very interesting chapter which have really, really helped me in my parenting journey. And this chapter in the book is chapter 5, but for us it is lesson 3 of the book that we are reviewing, and it says, communicate with your child. Communicate with your child. And you see, I still have my Power Knowledge book with me here, but today maybe I might not refer to it, or I might. So this is it. Communication is not easy. Sometimes you mean what you say, and sometimes you don't mean what you say. You are speaking sarcastically. And that also means it is not outright that people will understand what you are saying. That said, there is good news that everybody can learn the art of effective communication. It is something that we can all learn. That said, there are also principles of communication which make it more effective. Things like effective reasoning, things like being effective and precise, things like facial expressions and eye contact, to mention but a few. But while communication is very difficult with adults, I think it's even more complicated when it comes to children, and especially our own children. But the good doctor here is talking about a change, a shift that we must have. And he's saying, and I agree with him 100%, that with children, say it as if you are saying it for the first time. That is the shift. That with children, say it as if you are saying it for the first time. And there are 3 cardinal rules that he is talking about, which I have no doubt you'll also agree with. Number 1, he is saying when it comes to communicating with our children, there are 3 cardinal rules. Rule number 1, say it as though you are saying it for the first time. Rule number 2, lower your tone Don't shout, especially mothers. Don't shout from one room to the other. Don't shout from one location to the other, trying to communicate. I think shouting does not communicate. So lower your tone. And thirdly, address the situation, not the person. Don't personalize issues. Address the situation. And he says children are about to forget, so repeat the message over and over again. So your child forgetting is not extraordinary. Children are about to forget. Even as adults, we forget. I'm sure there are so many things yourself have ever forgotten to do. Maybe for your spouse, maybe at your job place, maybe at your business, things that you had planned. And that is why in my previous lesson in this channel, I have spoken about how to do a to-do list, daily to-do list, how you list what do you want to achieve in a day, and then how do you account for your day in the evening, just by checking whether you accomplished what you intended to do. But now the good book, the Bible, also cements this view of speaking to our children over and over again. In the book of Deuteronomy, and I'm going to read Good News Bible, book of Deuteronomy, I think verse Deuteronomy, let me tell you, Deuteronomy 11, verse 18 to 19. The Bible says, remember these commands and cherish them. Tie them on your arms and wear them on your foreheads as a reminder. 19 says, Deuteronomy 11:19, and this is where the catch is. Teach them to your children. Talk about them when you are at home, and when you are away, and when you are resting, and when you are working. Okay? I want to repeat Deuteronomy 11 verse 19, that the Bible says, teach these laws, teach my commandments to your children. But how do you do them? Talk about them when you are at home, and when you are away, when you are resting, and when you are working. Simply put, all the time. So the cardinal rules are to say it as if you are saying it for the first time. Lower your tone and keep on reminding them. Keep on reminding them. Okay? Now, imagine God the Almighty is that patient, and He is putting to us and teaching us on how to pass on or to teach our children His own word. Then, why are you so impatient? Why are you in a hurry? Why do you think you'll tell your child something once and they will understand it? Why do you shout? Why do you have to shout from one room to another? Why can't you walk? Anyway, importantly, this is a writer from Dr. K.N Jacob. Similarly, we need to explicitly affirm our kids over and over again. We need to expressly affirm our kids over and over again while speaking to them, especially mothers. You remember I had mentioned mothers? This is the temptation to shout from one room to the other. Walk to where the child is and address them from cross quarters. Address them from cross quarters. You see, eye contact, facial expressions, body language, all those things, they speak. Apart from what we say, the way we express our face, the way we use hand gestures like me, all that is speaking. Walk to where the child is and address them from cross quarters. After all, walking up and down in your house will keep your weight on check. Shouting is counterproductive. Shouting is half madness. And madmen are not good in solving problems. Now, let us think about girls. A girl should hear the word love first from her father or from her guardian. And if the father or the guardian is mean with the word I love you, nature does not like a vacuum. Somebody else will fill that vacuum. And unfortunately, that person might be maybe the people who we call bad boys. And that word love will not mean love, maybe will mean lust, but your daughter might not understand it. Now, this is what the doctor is saying. There are some points I won't read here. I want to read for you here what he says. When you are speaking to children, you should observe the following rules. Number 1, use direct speech and avoid sarcastic language. Sometimes when you use sarcastic language, children will not understand what you're saying. You might even offend them. Number 2, always be firm and consistent. Always be firm and consistent. Don't change goalposts. Kids test your limits, and when you are firm, they respect you for that. Okay? Number 3, try not to force petty time-consuming decisions, such as which color of toothbrush do you want? You know, that's what it's saying. Give number 4, give your child chores when they are young. Okay? Chores build self-discipline and a sense of responsibility. But remember that you may need many calm reminders for your child to complete them. Give chores, guide them how to do them. An example, don't just tell your child, go and clean the dishes. First of all, clean the dishes with them, maybe several times, so that they can learn how it is done. Remember, we also say we train by role modeling, not by saying. What we say, they forget. What we model, what we demonstrate, what we role model, they remember. But remembering to do the chores, you have to remind them. Sometimes you have to put a timetable on the wall. Sometimes you have to choose to put a to-do list on the wall. Sometimes you need to put reminders on their tablets and their phones, so that when it is time to do dishes, the alarm goes off or a bell goes off, and it reminds them, yeah, it's that time. Let us now do the dishes. The alarm goes off and it's that time to clean the house. The alarm goes off and it's that time to go and shower. Okay? A short list of chores is better than a long. Possibility of confusing or frustrating list. In general, lists, either in words or pictures, are better than simply telling your child what to do, because a list addresses learning from 2 perspectives. 1, auditory and visual. And that is something I personally and practically do. Okay? So it will remind your child to complete the task. Remember, if they have a phone, they have a gadget, let them not use the gadget just to play games or to watch their sports. They can use that gadget as a reminder of the chores they're supposed to do. Number 7, remember that some kids don't process multiple requests quickly or accurately. And remember, we did a chapter called Understand Your Child. Okay? You realize if you have several children, there are some who you will tell something once and they get it. There are some who you will tell 5, 6, 7 times, and on the 8th time is when it will click. This is what dad or mom is saying. So you have to be patient, okay? And you have to understand your child, okay? Get your child's attention first and never shout from one room to another. Number 8, speak slowly. It will help your son or daughter absorb more of what you are saying. Don't speak too fast. Don't shout. Don't speak like you want to fight or you're feeling like, yeah, right now I can tear you into pieces. No. Children need affirmation. Remember, we talked about affirmation and acceptance. And they need to understand that what you are teaching them is also what you can do. And you can maintain your calmness and you can maintain your soberness. You can speak to them rather than speaking at them. Speak to rather than speaking at. Number 8, if your son or daughter has a learning disability, she may be disorganized and may have trouble relating an event in proper sequence. Keep a calm, uncritical, and unirritable manner when explaining to your child. And I think that subject of understanding a child is very critical for us as parents, because to me, my thinking and how I felt when I was reading this book, The Shift in Parenting, I felt if you don't understand your child, and maybe that is why Doctor had started with that one, with that chapter, if you don't understand your child, then all the other chapters and the things that you want to do will fall out of place. Because maybe your child has this problem, your child has a learning disability, may be disorganized, and may have trouble relating events in a proper sequence. So you are required to keep calm. But you cannot keep calm if you don't understand your child, because you will not know why they are behaving like that. Okay? Be uncritical and be non-irritable. Don't be irritated. Maybe you are trying to explain a certain concept, an example, maybe a multiplication in mathematics or any other subject, and instead of multiplying, they sum, or instead of summing up, they subtract, or instead of multiplying, they divide. You must remain calm. You must teach them with love. You must teach them in a consistent manner, but for you to remain calm, you must understand them first. Thank you, and that is it when it comes to communicate to your child. Remember the 3 cardinal rules. Say it as if you're saying it for the first time. Don't shout. And number 3, address the situation, not the person. And with that, we come to the end of maybe the book review. If we get time, we will review the other chapters. But for now, I want us to leave it at that level. And because there are some other things that are ahead of us, I want us to do. Remember, we said we're going to sharpen many minds. And I thank God for your audience. And I appreciate your time. Please like, comment, and give us your feedback. Goodbye.